I'm Boop, and I'm here to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, a franchise I only know because my friend thought I would like it, and, well, I did. A little bit too much. I've been theorizing about it since mid-2016, and now, early 2023, I'm going to put my thoughts on Security Breach out into the world. But before I start, please remember this is just my observations and findings and what I think they might mean. They're here to help you see a new outlook on the story. One of the overlooked characters lore-wise is the Daycare Attendant. I've seen plenty of videos by smaller creators talking about them, but people like MatPat and FNAF haven't said too much. I mean, there isn't that much to say when you have a first look. But when you scan through 6 books, play most of the games, and have family to rant to, you start to figure it out. First, let's start with what we know. The Daycare Attendant is made of 2 people in one body. Happy and outgoing Sun, and his evil counterpart Moon. It's proven that Sun and Moon are in the same body by 4 things. When you first walk into the daycare, you're greeted by 2 statues, one of Sun and the other of Moon. When you closely look into Moon's head, you can see the retracted beams. The FNAF character encyclopedia says this: Sun transforms into Moon in a Jekyll and Hyde type situation. Part of his face goes dark and the crescent moon area lights up, confirming the theory that they use a special type of paint to change between the 2. The creator of these models also has them grouped together into the Daycare Attendant as a whole. The creator also included a little crescent moon sign along with a warning symbol next to it on the back of their head. We also know that the Daycare Attendant's names are Sun and Moon, as Sun Drop and Moon Drop are the products they make. It isn't hard to see that Sun and Moon are designed differently than everyone else. I mean, their circuits are exposed and their wires are vulnerable to the grabby hands of children. In Bobby Dot's Part 1, don't come after me, the books are very important, it explains that Sun and Moon were meant to work in a theater, stating, the Sun robot was an old stage animatronic. Part of its theatrical shtick was to turn evil when the stage lights went off. But when the Daycare Attendant was moved to the daycare, they couldn't remove Moon from Sun, and the lights kept going out. So Fazbear Entertainment just stuck some generators in the play structures, like the responsible people they are, so they didn't have to pay to fix the Daycare Attendant or the lights. I also noticed that there's a duffel bag stating this: my son never had sleeping problems, but after spending an evening in the daycare, he refuses to sleep with the lights out anymore. He just cries and cries, and when I do let him keep the lights on, he wants the bed. That made me believe that the generators were put in after getting a multitude of complaints from people, as Moon traumatized their children.
How do you hide away?
But from the game we know the generators don't always work. Now here's where we get into theory territory. I think Sun knows that too, that Moon traumatizes children and is actively trying to stop Moon from hurting more children. I would like to mention that Sun seems to fear Moon. He seems to try to resist transforming into Moon, which looks fairly painful. Oh crap! What happened to the... Oh no.
No! Why would you do that? Lights on! Lights on! I warned you! I warned you!
Where is he? Oh God. God! Yeah, don't recommend turning the lights out. Now, where was I? Sun tries to hide all the evidence that Moon is even real, as the play toys in the daycare have mainly just Sun's face. Only a few have Moon's. He seems to want Gregory to stay close so he doesn't get them in trouble, or so he doesn't break something and cause the lights to go out. Another very important thing I noticed is that when we first meet Sun, he comes out of this room, which is also the room that is later unlockable by flashing cutouts. We'll come back to those later. In this room, there's storage boxes, broken glass, destroyed staff bots, all of these weird things. This room could have been an old storage room. The piles of boxes and tables, it could have also been a break room for the people working at the Superstar Daycare or in the theater. But what caused it to fall into such disrepair? Well, I think that's because of a new person, or thing, calls it home. The very first person I thought that could be in the room is the Daycare Attendant, since he comes out of that room. While trying to determine if so, I remembered when Moon just slid Freddy across the floor as if he weighs nothing. He's proven he's got some real strength behind those lanky arms, and Freddy doesn't stop Moon from finding you. It wouldn't be a shock to me if Moon could just plow down any bots in his way. And we've seen many a destroyed bot in the hidden room. Now, from a Gregory is a robot perspective, these could be used to repair himself, but Gregory hasn't shown any aggression towards staff bots, and the bigger animatronics he actively tries to destroy, but not the staff bots.
Hi, please take this map.
He seems to be mildly perturbed by them, rather than wanting to, murder. Second, I remembered this log saying, Maintenance log. The BB World game has been acting up. Customers have complained that it starts to glitch over time. I headed to the theater to fix it, and now it's gone. I never saw a move request, so it should still be around here somewhere. I guess I'll check again after the company meeting. The only version of the daycare attendant we see outside is Moon, and the BB World game is in the hidden room. There, it shows a glitched out version of Sun when you hit these weird portals, also known as Eclipse by the fandom. He's just a dark face with bright blazes, like an eclipse. He is a mix of both worlds, but definitely not an overlap. I'm not exactly sure as to why the daycare attendant will put any importance on it, but my current theory is that this can cause people to complain, and the people playing were most likely children. This could cause the daycare attendant to hide it so children wouldn't be scared, but that's a work in progress. Another theory is that there are many destroyed staff bots because of Vanny collecting Remnant for William Afton, and honestly, that has more proof to back it up than mine does. But it's still a possibility. This leads me to my next point. I see a strong resemblance of the puppet and the daycare attendant. They're both quite lanky, are fairly flexible, have a mask and a permanent smile. The security puppet was used to stop children from leaving the pizzeria without parent permission by moving around on a string, just like Moon does. But there's a strange difference between the puppet and the daycare attendant. The puppet is possessed, and the daycare attendant isn't. Or is he? I thought it's possible that the daycare attendant could be possessed because of his eyes. We know the possession is seen through a glow because of the bad ending of FNAF 3, where all the eyes light up because they haven't been released yet. Sun's eyes, despite being shown as gray and blue, are completely white when we meet him.
Hello! You friend, you're sure late. Are we having a slumber party? Where are all your friends?
And Moon's eyes both glow red, despite the plushies showing that one eye should be blue. The red glow could show that Moon is under Vanny's control, as Vanny has glowing red eyes as well. I remembered that the FNAF 6 pizzeria is built underneath the Pizzaplex. The main people in that FNAF 6 building, when it was burning, was William Afton, Elizabeth Afton, Molten Freddy, and Charlotte Emily. William survived, but it's meant to be believed that the other souls are gone now. But I don't think that's true. We know it's FNAF, no one ever dies. We know no one ever dies. Charlie has been protecting since she died, and fighting against Afton to stop what he created. It would make sense for Charlie to come back again in the daycare attendant, where she can watch over children. She takes protection to an extreme, so far as to making her bad. Sun also has an intense feeling when he tells Gregory to keep the lights on.
There is only one rule. Keep the lights on. On. On.
And the cutouts you flash on the door are all of the main crew. Bonnie, Foxy, Freddy, and Chica. When you flash the cutouts, their eyes glow, and we know from FNAF 3 that glowing eyes symbolize possession, and when you open the door, that could be symbolizing the crew that's released in Happiest Day. Like Charlie said, the others are like animals, but she's very aware. Sun is so aware of himself. Wait, there's an issue with that. Lefty and the puppet both have a girl's voice, as Charlie died as a little girl. Sun isn't a little girl. Far from it, actually. So, if William Afton survived, and Charlie and Elizabeth are both girls, the only person it can be is Molten Freddy and the daycare attendant. Molten Freddy is believed to be the remains of Ennard or Ennard. Not only is Molten Freddy a boy, he's voiced by Kellen Goff. Kellen Goff voiced Funtime Freddy as well as Sun and Moon. Also, take a listen to their voice lines.
Well, hello again. Well, hello again. Oh, ho, ho! Hello! New friends, you're sure up late. Are we having a slumber party? Where are all your friends? A birthday boy! Ready or not, here I come! Hide, hide away. Naughty boy, naughty boy.
They both have this rise and fall to their voices, iconic to only their characters. Soon, I realized I was on to something. As I was scrolling through the wiki looking for personality connections between the two, this caught my eye. As Sun the Daycare Attendant is upbeat and energetic, similar to Funtime Freddy. Now I know that someone else wrote the wiki page, but if one person noticed it, then I wasn't crazy. Shockingly. Funtime Freddy and Sun both share some pretty similar traits, but it does seem like the Daycare Attendant role has divided his personality in half. One is his more sinister side, who finds murder amusing, which shows in Moon, who chuckles as the clock ticks till he kills you, and his kinder side, the side of him that is upbeat and energetic, who entertains and takes care of children. There is one thing that I know a lot of people are thinking though. But Funtime Freddy's head is on the blob, so it can't be him. The mask was most likely something that was on display in Rockstar Bell, maybe from FNAF AR. I mean, we know that everyone was disassembled by the Scooper to be put into Ennard. In summary, I believe that the souls of Molten Freddy have transferred to the Daycare Attendant. And there's so much more I want to say about the Daycare Attendant, but that'll have to wait till another video. Thank you so much for watching my first full-length FNAF theory. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!